UniHouse English Podcast.
To speak English like natives.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the UniHouse English Podcast. I am your host, Sarah, and today we are going to tackle one of the biggest problems for intermediate learners.
Hi, everyone. I am James. And Sarah, I think I know what problem you were talking about. Is it the grammar trap?
It is related to grammar, yes, but it is more about the process in your head. Today, our topic is stop thinking and start speaking.
Ah, I see. You mean when students translate everything in their heads before they open their mouths?
Exactly. It is that long pause. You ask a student, "How was your weekend?" And you see their eyes look up. You see them thinking, translating word for word from their native language, and then 5 seconds later, they speak.
Right, and by that time, the conversation feels a bit slow. It feels unnatural.
Precisely. So for the next 10 minutes or so, we are going to explore why this happens, why it is a bad habit, and most importantly, practical steps to break this habit.
I think we should start with the why. Why do we do this? I remember when I was learning French, I did this all the time. I was terrified of making a mistake.
That is the main reason, James. Fear. Perfectionism. We think that if we make a grammar mistake, people will judge us. Or maybe we think they won't understand us.
It is like we want to edit our speech before we publish it, like writing an email.
Yes, but speaking is not writing. Speaking is dynamic. It moves fast. When you translate in your head, you are doing double the work. You are listening, translating to your language, thinking of the answer, translating back to English, and checking the grammar.
Wow, when you say it like that, it sounds exhausting. No wonder I get a headache after speaking a foreign language for an hour.
It is mentally exhausting. And here's the hard truth for our listeners. Different languages have different structures. You cannot translate word for word. It just doesn't work.
Can you give us an example of that?
Sure. Let's take a simple phrase. In some languages, to say, "I am 30 years old," you might say, "I have 30 years." If you translate directly, you say, "I have 30 years" in English. People will understand you, but it is incorrect. The structure is different.
Right. So if you rely on translation, you will always sound a little bit foreign or a little bit awkward.
Exactly. So, how do we stop? The first step is to accept that mistakes are okay. You must embrace the mistake. James, when you speak to people learning English, do you care if they use the wrong preposition?
Honestly, no. I just want to know what they are trying to tell me. I focus on the message, not the grammar.
And that is how 99% of the world listens. They want communication, not a grammar test. So step 1, lower your standards for yourself. Aim for connection, not perfection.
Okay, that is a good mindset shift. But what about practical techniques? How can I actually train my brain to think in English?
I have 3 major techniques for this. The first one is called naming your world. It is very simple, and you can do it anywhere.
Naming your world. Okay, how does it work?
Look around you right now, James. Tell me what you see, but do not use full sentences. Just name the objects in English, fast.
Okay. Microphone, table, computer, water bottle, window, chair.
Good. Did you translate those words?
No, I just looked and the word microphone popped into my head.
That is thinking in English. It starts with nouns. If you are B1 level, you know thousands of nouns. When you walk down the street, do this: tree, car, bus stop, dog. Force your brain to label reality in English directly.
That seems easy enough, but we don't speak in just nouns. What about sentences?
That leads to technique number 2, narrating your life. This takes a bit more effort. You need to describe what you are doing as you are doing it.
Like a sports commentator.
A little bit, yes. But for daily tasks, for example, if you are making coffee, you can say to yourself, either out loud or in your head, I am taking the cup. I am pouring the water. The water is hot. I need a spoon.
Okay, I am taking the cup. I am pouring the water. It is simple present continuous tense mostly.
Yes, it forces you to connect the action directly to the English phrase. There is no time to translate because the action is happening now. If you wait to translate, the action is already finished.
I like that. It creates a direct link between the concept and the language. But Sarah, what happens when I get stuck? This is the biggest fear. I am speaking, I am doing well, and then, boom, I forget a word.
Ah, the mental block. This is where most people panic and switch back to their native language. But you need to learn the art of circumlocution.
Circumlocution, that is a big word for a B1 level podcast, Sarah. Can you break that down?
Certainly. Circum means around. Locution means speaking. So it means speaking around the word, describing the word you don't know using words you do know.
Oh, I do this all the time. Like, if I forget the word for umbrella, I say the thing you hold over your head when it rains.
Exactly. That is perfect English. Is it the specific word? No. Did I understand you? Yes. That is successful communication. Let's try a game. I am going to think of a word, and I will describe it without saying the name. You have to guess.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, this is a place. It is a building. You go there when you are sick. There are many doctors and nurses there.
A hospital.
Correct. See? I didn't say hospital, but I used simple words. Place, building, sick, doctors. Now, imagine you are in a conversation and you forget the word wallet. How would you describe it?
Okay. I would say it is a small thing. It is usually made of leather. You put your money and your credit cards inside it. You keep it in your pocket.
Perfect. Small thing, leather, money, pocket. All B1 words. You described a wallet perfectly. This skill is more important than memorizing the dictionary. If you can explain your idea, you can speak fluently.
And it keeps the conversation moving. You don't have to stop and look at your phone for a translation.
Right. It stops the freeze. When you freeze, you lose confidence. When you describe around the word, you keep your confidence high.
Okay, so we have naming your world, narrating your life, and circumlocution. Is there anything else? Maybe something for listening?
Yes. Technique number 4 is shadowing. This is very popular among polyglots, people who speak many languages. Shadowing means you listen to audio and you repeat exactly what you hear, almost at the same time.
Wait, so I speak while the audio is playing, not after?
Ideally, yes, just half a second behind the speaker. It is like singing along to a song. You know the lyrics, so you sing with the artist. You copy their speed, their emotion, their pauses.
That sounds difficult.
It can be challenging at first. You can start by listening, pausing, and repeating, but the goal is to do it simultaneously. This forces your brain to process English patterns without analyzing them. You are training your mouth muscles.
I guess it helps with pronunciation too, right?
Tremendously. It helps with intonation, the music of the language. When we translate in our heads, we often use the music of our native language. Shadowing helps us copy the English music.
I see. So if I listen to this podcast, I could shadow you?
Absolutely. In fact, our listeners can try it right now with this sentence. I am learning to speak without thinking. Try it, James.
I am learning to speak without thinking.
Good. Now faster. I am learning to speak without thinking.
I am learning to speak without thinking.
See? You didn't think about the grammar. You just produced the sound. That is the feeling we want.
This is all great advice, Sarah, but I have one more question. A lot of our listeners use English for work. They are afraid that if they speak too fast or without thinking, they will sound unprofessional.
That is a valid concern. But let me ask you, what is more unprofessional? Someone who speaks with simple grammar but communicates clearly and quickly? Or someone who pauses for 10 seconds between every sentence to find the perfect word?
Put that way, the pauses are worse. The pauses make you look unsure. They make you look like you don't know the answer.
Exactly. Confidence is key in business. Even if your grammar is B1 level, if you speak with flow and confidence, you sound professional. Also, use fillers wisely.
Fillers? You mean words like and ah?
Yes, but English fillers. If you use the filler sounds from your native language, it breaks the immersion. In English, we use sounds like or phrases like well, let me see, you know.
Oh, right. Instead of silence, you say, well, that is an interesting question. Let me think about that.
Precisely. That phrase, let me think about that, buys you 3 seconds of time, and it sounds completely natural. It gives your brain a chance to catch up without the awkward silence.
It's like a buffer, a loading screen, but for conversation.
I love that analogy. A loading screen, yes. So learn a few loading screen phrases. That's a good point. Let me see. How can I explain this? These are your tools.
Sarah, we have covered a lot of ground today. We talked about naming, narrating, circumlocution, shadowing, and fillers. That is a full toolkit.
It is, but the most important tool is your attitude. You have to stop being a student and start being a speaker.
What does that mean, stop being a student?
A student waits for the teacher to correct them. A student wants to get a grade of 100%. A speaker just wants to share an idea. A speaker knows that language is a tool, not a test.
That is powerful. I think a lot of us still feel like we are in a classroom, even when we are in a coffee shop or a meeting room.
True. And remember, fluency is not about knowing every word. Fluency is about flow. It is about how you handle the things you don't know. If you can navigate a conversation despite missing words, you are fluent.
I feel motivated, Sarah. I'm going to go narrate my lunch preparation after this.
Please do, and maybe talk to your sandwich. I am putting the cheese on the bread. It helps.
People might look at me strangely, but hey, my English will improve.
That's the spirit. To our listeners, try just one of these techniques today. Just one. Start with naming objects in your room. See how it feels.
And let us know how it goes. We love hearing from you.
Thank you for listening to the UniHouse English Podcast. Please like the video and subscribe for more. Hit the bell to get notified when the next video is out. And leave a comment below telling me what you want to see next. Share this with anyone who might enjoy it. Stop thinking, start speaking, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.